Oh, we've suffered our second casualty, I think. The old Miniscribe 8425 SE. The factory driver of my SE. I'm gonna see if I can recover it with a low-level format, but it seems cooked. Although, frankly, I did screw up my SE's motherboard itself pretty bad the other day, and that could be part of why it's acting up, so I don't know. We will see if it's a cable problem or if it is a drive problem, but I think it's a drive problem. It is a Miniscribe after all. So, let's just see what we get here. Well, there's our second Macintosh HD, and it shows one file. Now let's see if I can copy something to it, because that was half the problem. Thankfully I had copied everything to that that massive Seagate. Let's try copying clear. Well, there's already file names that there. Let's try copying. There won't be something in here like I don't know, what's Sound Master. No, yeah, there's a disk problem. So it's not a cable. No.
The file Sound Master couldn't be read because a disk error occurred.
Oh.
Excuse me, there is a problem with the disk Macintosh HD.
Well, let's see what we can do. So disk first aid's gonna have a fit, I'm sure. Ha! Problems were found. Disk first aid cannot repair them. Cool. Alright, drive setup. Let's see if you can save us. I already tried initializing using the old Apple HDSC setup program, and that did not do a thing, so... Cannot modify... What do you mean this is an Apple drive? Okay. Alright. So, this is where ResEdit comes in. So let's open ResEdit. And we'll open drive setup. And before we move on, ooh, this is the resource we need. Yep. Before we move on, let's actually take a look at what this drive identifies itself as. It's a Miniscribe. Miniscribe. Alright, good to know. Alrighty. Quantum Lightning. Tasty. Alright, so there should be one that's just Quantum Star. So if we do that and Command D, we get a duplicate of it. And if we edit the duplicate, whoops, not edit the duplicate, if we rename the duplicate, get resource info, here we go. If we rename the duplicate to Miniscribe, comma star, now we should be able to initialize this drive. Cannot modify. That worked for the Mac store. Oh, it's Miniscribe. All right, let's ResEdit it again. That should do it. Stepper motor's starting to sound a little scratchy in this too, so it could just be toast completely. Oh wait, I need to initialization options, low-level format, and initialize. See what we get. We got a busy light and no sound. That's concerning. I think she's dead. This is exactly what it did on the SE when I tried to initialize it. I'm gonna miss the hum of the spindle motor in my SE. I don't have another drive that will work in there really. It's because the SE uses weird drive mounting holes. Take this as an example. So they don't really line up, and causes some real issues. You really can't mount anything that's not a Miniscribe or a Sony, which are two of the most unreliable drives Apple's ever put in a computer, so yeah, it's all kinds of messed up. So the only real solution for this computer is to replace the Miniscribe with a SCSI to SD, or excuse me, is it SCSI to SD or SD to SCSI? I don't know. I think it's SCSI to SD. I got a couple of those things on the way. Who knows when they'll arrive, but hopefully I'll be able to breathe new life into the system at that point. It's a real shame. These drives, despite being some of the worst ever, Miniscribe hard drives make some of the coolest sounds in my opinion. Well, this is clearly not doing anything. Like, it's not doing anything. It's just a setting drive options. The SE would error out and say, unable to prepare the drive to be initialized or something like that. So, yeah, it's very unhappy. Let's just kill power. What a shame, man. It really is. What a gorgeous hard drive to bite the dust. Really quick, I'm going to show just how dead this is, because I've messed around with it just a little bit more. So it's connected. It was actually mounted even after an attempted low-level format there. But a minute ago it wouldn't. After I rebooted after that, it just wouldn't even show up. So, we're going to try to regular initialize this. And guess what? It does the same thing. When I actually tried erasing the disk, like with the special menu, and it just said erasing the disk failed. So yeah, it's cooked completely. There's like there is no recovery of this. It's gone. Alrighty, well, I guess since it's completely dead, there's no harm in actually opening it up and watching it seek test. Well, that's a fail. I don't know how to get this open. I thought I got all the screws. Did I not? Oh! You know, I felt like there should be one more screw. There's one under that Miniscribe sticker. Oh, whoa. Okay. Alrighty, got that off. Now let's take the cover off. And it's still pretty stuck. Obviously hard drives are sealed machines, so it makes perfect sense. Wow. I'm not going to touch it or anything. Oh. It may have failed from internal contamination. Of course, I could have just now contaminated it, but there's quite a bit of dust in there. Let's go ahead and see what it does. See if it keeps on working. There it went. I like that the head is on a linear track. Seems like a very Miniscribe thing. I've seen a few videos online that are like that. I'm hearing a little bit of scraping. It's probably just dust on the platters. It could also be what killed the drive. Honestly, no telling. There are I guess 5 heads? There's 3 head arms, I should say. Probably 5 heads. There it is trying to read the disk. There's our same Amy's Apple Core file. What happened to each other? If I open that, it still seems to open. There's a problem with the disk. Yeah. It actually opened it in teach text, which is on the disk. It like showed up for a second right there when it opened. That was odd. Now if I try to format the disk, actually we're not going to try that yet. Let's just try copying this mail shortcut onto the disk. Problem with the disk? That actually copied, I think. Oh, well, it sure tried at least. Let's copy, I don't know, how about floppy disk image of Out of This World for the Apple II GS. Oh, you can see it retrying there. Yep. Couldn't copy because there's an error. Yep. There's a problem with the disk. Yes, macOS 8, I'm aware. Alright, let's erase it. I'm going to call it Miniscribe. Same problem we got when we were trying to copy files to it. Erasing the disk failed. Yep. It's a real shame. We shut down the computer. I'll let the disk get a chance to park. Not that it really matters at this point, but there it goes. Turn the PC up. It's not a PC, it's a Mac. Wow, I'm stupid. Turn the drive off. Alright. And that's that. And now we carefully put this back on to avoid causing any extra issues. Not that that really matters, once again, but I don't want to make it extra dead. I'd like it to still make cool noises and stuff. I went ahead and stole the resistor packs off of it because they don't really need to be there anymore, and I could probably use them somewhere else. So I have temporarily converted my Macintosh SE to a floppy-only system until the SCSI to SD comes in. Just to show you what our problem here is, I broke a resistor on the motherboard, and when I started it back, suddenly I can only use 2 megs of RAM. I don't know why that is. I don't really care. The only reason you really need 4 megs of RAM on one of these things is for System 7.5. System 7.5 runs terribly because 4 megs of RAM is the bare minimum, and it's not worth dealing with on a system this old. I always run System 6 on these. I don't see any reason to run System 7 unless you have a specific piece of software you need. And even in that case, run System 7.0.1. That's the latest you should push one of these things. Plus, I have a Macintosh LC on the way. I believe it has like 12 megs of RAM or something like that, which I believe is the max. So I'm fixing to have a way better classic Macintosh in terms of capability. I just want this thing to work so I can have a Macintosh SE. It's a very iconic design. And yeah, so here we are. It's not very fast off of a floppy, but it's very quiet. And it's not a bad sound. I like the sound of this fan. It does sound weird without the Miniscribe spinning, though. Have to admit. So let's go ahead and shut this thing down. Now, the real question is, does this hard drive work? Best case scenario, it boots System 6, which is the system folder I put on it after formatting it. Worst case scenario is the drive crashes the system still, even after the fresh partition. I don't know. We'll see. Still as loud as ever. I have a few more hard drives on the way, so I'll probably be able to get one of them to work regardless. Certainly going to try. And then it's probably going to go to a flashing folder. Yep. Or flashing floppy disk, excuse me. So, go ahead and boot from the floppy. It's entirely possible there's something funky about this disk that just completely prevents it from working on a Mac this old. I don't know what it is. I've partitioned it on several different computers, and it hasn't changed a bit. I don't really understand it, though, because I've had much newer disks, such as this one, work fine on this computer. And it's just booting. That's the only real problem. For a second, it will show up just fine. There it is. Here's a system. Oh, the system filter isn't blessed. Well, now it's blessed. That's weird. Okay. In that case, let's go ahead and try restarting. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, it was doing that earlier. I didn't really connect that was happening because of this drive, though. That is weird. I've never seen anything like this. It's still not going to boot, but I just wanted to see. Oh, no, it is. It's booting, but something's a little weird about it. It's missing the Welcome to Macintosh screen. The heck? That's some weirdness. Okay. Well, we're in. It was a very fast boot. And we're here. Does it still mess up? See, like it turns at it for a second and then freezes. Never seen anything like that. I don't know, man. I'll just wait for my other retro hard drives to come in and we'll mess with those a bit. Of course, when I get the SCSI to SD, I'm putting one of those in here and it's staying in here. I might experiment a little bit with like I might have a few different hard drive partitions with like one that is the system's original software, one that is System 6, and one that's System 7, just for the heck of it. No real reason. I just made these two System 6 install disks for the purpose of reinstalling on a new drive, but this drive is clearly not the right tool for the job. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyway, I've extended this video on long enough. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.